Guys, welcome back. Here we are, Chapter 9, Understanding the Old Model. And you'll see what I mean by the old model. You'll understand why I don't put tradition there, because we talked about tradition earlier, and we can see how tradition can affect us. So, just like anything, in order to grow into something new, we'll have to understand where we were. Where we were, and to best understand where we're going, we need to understand where we have come from. And I want you to think about this for a second. Most models right now, almost all of them, real estate models, were invented or created prior to the internet. And for the most part, all companies until recently kind of work on this same idea of the way that of pre-internet type stuff. But now we have the internet, which kind of changes everything if you think about it. So really all the old models kind of work the same, right? You know, you start with an international company, breaks itself up into regions, so you have regional owners, then you have franchise owners, then you have brokers and managers, and then you have agents, right? This was a great model pre-internet, and the challenge now is in the modern day is that in order to do this, it's the cost of the brick and mortar, and why you have to use brick and mortar in order to keep that franchise going. And what's happening is that people are paying unnecessary costs for not just to pay everybody above you, as far as the agents make the commission, then they pay a little bit to the brokers and managers, they pay a little bit to the franchise owners, a little bit to the regional owners, and then to the international company, right? So all of your split is getting paid. There's some places that offer profit share, and profit share is what? It is the profit. You're getting a cut of the profit. Well, what profit's left after you continue to pay and pay and pay and pay? What's left? Especially when you're paying for, utilities, and you're paying for coffee, and you're paying for, taxes or whatever, you're paying for secretary, all that stuff that goes with each office. There's a lot of, the profits get smaller each time you're paying for something else. And so, in the past, this was a great model, right? And it definitely served its purpose, but now, in my opinion, it's a little outdated, and we've never been more connected with our clients. We've never been, especially right now, at the time of this recording, we are going through COVID-19. There's no open houses in my market. There's things that you can't do. You can't show a tenant-occupied property. So what is a landlord trying to sell, or investor trying to sell their home? They can't, because they can, but they can't show it because of the current laws that we have in place. But other than that, okay, you can't have an open house, but we're so connected with technology right now, we can do a Zoom call. We can do anything that goes in and says, hey, I'll do a virtual tour for you. You want to come with me? I'll do a Skype call. I can go look at this open house. I can do a virtual open house where I'll go to Facebook Live. You can connect with people all over. More and more people are selling homes across the country due to technology. And again, remember I was saying that, sometimes we get bombarded, and I told you that I was talking to some people in tech, and they're saying how far we were behind in technology. And it's funny that we continue to fight this technology. I know people still to this day that won't do an electronic signature. They go and they write everything down. When you can have something done in 5 minutes, instead you have to take a day to get it back because you have to wait for somebody to get off work. Right now they can be on a lunch break, go to their lunch break, sign from their phone. Why are we resisting that? You're resisting this growth that makes everything much easier, makes you more accessible to your clients, and you're wanting to fight that. Remember when I talked about tradition? You'll probably hear me mention multiple times, right? And this is exactly what I'm talking about, is that we look at this is the way that it has been done. Honestly, unless you're in a beach town where people are walking right down the street of your old little downtown area, and you have the listings taped to the window, and somebody pops in and says, what do you got? And even in those spots, people are like, oh, that house is nice, I wonder what that's worth. I was in San Diego a month and a half ago, and we drove down the street and saw something that was for sale. We went on the internet and found it. We didn't go pop into the little shop there, little brick and mortar. Honestly, the last time I met somebody at the office was 4 years ago. Most people don't even want to meet in the office. And I know you can talk about how unprofessional it is not to meet somebody in the office, and I'll just rebut that with it's unprofessional for me to waste somebody's time to make them come all the way to the office when I can meet them on their lunch break in a coffee shop by them. And to me, You can tell me all day long how unprofessional meeting in a coffee shop is, and I will tell you 1,000 times, I'm not paying the fee on that one either. I'm not going to be embarrassed about meeting somebody at a coffee shop, because that's kind of the where we are now, and there's no reason to push them to come meet us at a coffee shop. Or, I mean, sorry, at a office, a physical location. Just to make it look like the power play that we have this massive office. So get off my soapbox a little bit. That's a little bit more than the chapter was into, but wanted to also let you know that we are getting into chapter 10 right after this, and that will be on mindset. We'll be back next video. Mindset.